Today I've got Emmanuel, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name.
Mwandama.
Wamdama.
Yes.
Does that sound good?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. I said, what language is that?
I think it came from Zimbabwe. It's Shona.
Okay,
Yeah,
Shona.
because my grandfather was from Zimbabwe. So.
Yeah, oh, you need to use the mic.
Okay, yeah. So Mwandama came from Zimbabwe because my grandfather originated from Zimbabwe and settled in Malawi. So Mwandama means like floating. So somebody who is floating in water. So because he was a soldier, and I think during World War II, he fought so well, and people thought he was just like floating. He was untouchable, and they just gave him that name as a nickname to him. Yeah.
And you kept it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you're working with the what is it? The Alanafe?
Yeah. So I'm working with Alinafe Global Outreach. The Alinafe is my family given name, which means God with us. So it's the same as Emmanuel, but in our country, mostly it's given to girls. So when they gave me that name, people were laughing at me to say you have a girl's name. So my mom defended me and said, no, your English name is Emmanuel. So I had to change it when I was in grade 3 because I didn't want people to laugh at me when I grow old. Yeah. So the ministry is Alinafe Global Outreach. I named Alinafe just to remember the where we're coming from with my parents and why they gave me that name, because they gave birth to 2 sons, but they died within 2 weeks of giving birth. So when they passed and they had me as a 3rd son, they thought maybe God will keep me alive for a long period of time. So they said maybe this one will live longer, and let's give him God with us, Alinafe. Yeah.
Oh, so Anafe means God with us.
Yes, it means God with us. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when did this ministry start? Well, maybe I should say, when did you hatch the idea for this, or how did it hatch, and when did it start?
Thank you. Yeah, so now it's when I feel like it's a calling, instead of just like something which is I'm doing out of what I've become, but because I started doing this in 2017. I was born in a family of 5 children. I'm the only son. The 4 girls, but these 4 girls never went to school. They were impregnated before finishing high school. So it kept bothering me, looking at how these girls, their life will be like for a longer period of time because they never went to school. And I looked back to see how girls also were suffering in the village because they were just being pushed to marriages before they finished school. And in 2017, I thought of starting an initiative which I called Igwe, Foundation, which is an initiative for girls and women empowerment. My passion was to bring awareness to girls and communities to take their girls to school. Okay, so I did that, but because I was using my own money, I couldn't sustain myself to continue with the ministry until 2021 during COVID-19, when my dad told me that he wanted to start a church after retiring. And I said, okay, if you want to start a church, then I can help you to reach out to elderly people, people that are 70 years, so that they should be coming to your church, so that your church should grow. So since 2021, I started helping him, supporting the elderly people with food every month and the medical prescription, because this is it's a stage where they don't have money, they can't go to hospitals, they can't afford medication. So I was helping them every month to cover for those medication. So since 2021, I've been helping him until last year when he died in October. So after he passed, these elderly people started reaching out to me to say, your dad is gone. Are you going to leave us alone? Because in the background, they knew that my dad was the one who was doing everything. So I prayed over it, and God convicted me that I should start a nonprofit so that I should be able to reach out to more people. So I launched it in last year, December. That's when I launched it, and here in USA, I registered it in January 2026.
Now, what is, well, first of all, you're in Malawi? Is that?
Malawi.
Malawi.
Yes.
Okay. I'm always pronouncing things
I
wrong, just
know.
so you know. How big of a country is that? It's that kind of like a dot on the map of Africa?
Yeah, so Malawi is a small country. Possibly, I consider I did some research, and the size of Malawi is the same as size of Pennsylvania. You call Pennsylvania? You know that here from USA. How do you pronounce it?
Well, Pennsylvania, yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same size as Pennsylvania, but the population is now 24 million people. So we are overpopulated. And according to statistics now, it's 90% of people depend on farming, subsistence farming, and only 9% they are a working class population in our country. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is the religion in the area, in the country?
Yeah, so predominantly Malawi is a Christian country. We're known to be a Christian country, but I think the statistics also say the majority of people, they are Catholics. So we have more of Catholics, and the rest who we claim to be Christians, because about 80% live in the village, they practice traditional Christianity. So it's just like going to church today, and they go again Sunday. They will touch the Bible Sunday. Then they will touch the Bible again Sunday. And if they have time to pray, it will be maybe during dinner or lunch, because they will pray for the food. Then they stop there. So they practice traditional Christianity, not like the practical one, but predominantly it's a Christian country. We have 3 districts. We call districts here. We call them cities. So we have 3 cities out of 32 cities in the country, which are pro-Muslims. So these 3 cities, they have 95% of population, they are Muslims. Only these 3 cities, just because from 1994, when we gained multi-party democracy, the first president was a Muslim. So, and he was coming from this one of these cities. So he pushed most of the people to be Muslims there, and because they loved him, most of them became Muslims in those cities, and even their culture aligns well with Muslim culture or Middle East kind of culture. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I looked on the webpage, I see that there's your outreach is to women mostly.
Yeah. So my ministry, as I said, I started with the elderly people. But when I launched the ministry, I said, if we only deal with elderly people and leave the rest of the population, I feel the impact won't be fit. We want to reach more people. First, we thought of the elderly because in our country, 74% believe in witchcraft. And this witchcraft mostly attached to old people. So if you are 70 years of age and you're in the village, if somebody dies, they will look for somebody who is 70 and above, and they think they are responsible for the death. So they'll go to their house, stone them to death, and touch their house. That's what they do to old people. So when I thought of this, I thought it's a dark spirit that is moving around. And I said, okay, let's go and reach out to churches so that these churches should bring awareness to the community to say these are precious people, and everyone will grow old. We don't want people to treat us the way we are treating the old generation now. So that's why we started with the elderly people. But also, we look at the women to be the ones that most to take care of these elderly people in the community, and they will have a strong compassion in terms of sharing love. So we said, let's also bring this love perspective to these women so that they should be able to take care of the old people and defend them. And these women are the ones that have gone through sexual harassment or maybe labor trafficking, and we want just for them to go through recovery processes so that they should live their own normal life again. The last project we do with orphans, because these are kids that were just moving around in the community, they were homeless, and we thought of doing something to make sure they go back to school. So we give $25 every month for these kids so that they should buy food, a morning meal, mostly because they go to school without any meal, then uniforms, school supplies, and at the same time, try to cover for their medication if they are going through different problems. So we have those kind of three programs.
So are there any men besides you involved in the ministry?
Yeah, so here I have a board of directors, which we have 7 of us. All of them are white people, and it's me and David. Yeah, white people in our country, white people like you all, we call them Azungu. So if you hear something like Azungu, we mean white people. So we have 6 Azungu and myself in the board. But back home, I have Janet Kalamba. She grew up with me, and in the community, there are about 40,000 people in the community, and according to the statistics, after our primary research, only 3 people from the community went to college. So it's me, Janet, who is helping in Malawi, and also her brother. So like less of them who never went to college. So Janet, she's the one also leading the team there, and we have a team of 5 volunteers apart from Janet Kalamba. Yeah.
Okay. So no, now it just went out of my mind what I was going to ask. Yeah. So the churches, because I want to get back to that the what did you call it? The witchcraft?
Yeah, witchcraft. Yeah.
So is that predominant then too with members in the churches?
Yes, it's there because if you look at the statistics, you say if 74% believe in witchcraft and it's a Christian country, what's your thought? It means Christians are also part of these conceptions, to say misconception that Christians, old people are witches. So it comes from the church, and in most cases, I've witnessed myself like people claiming like a deacon, a church elder, bewitching another church elder just to get the position. Okay, so people will say that to say, oh, this person died because another person bewitched him to get his position in church. So that's why I believe we practice traditional Christianity instead of real Christianity, where we leave behind all this misconception about life, and we believe in witchcraft. So it's a big thing. Yeah,
and it must be difficult then to teach the truth of the Word of God and have that expel that if people aren't willing to accept the truth of the Word of God.
That's very true. I think that's why our ministry, we said, apart from just working with these people, women, elderly people, and orphans, we work with churches. And these people that we work with, like women, we take them, we recruit them from church. So the church is the one who identifies these people. Our perspective is to say, if pastors are in forefront, taking a leading role in making sure that they're driving the message of hope, they're driving the message of Jesus Christ, it means they'll be able to teach their followers to say, No, there is no witchcraft. If you are a Christian, you don't need to believe in witchcraft. Okay, so that's why we involve the churches and we involve pastors. Like just last weekend, we had a pastors conference where we were teaching them about all these things, about how they can live in the community in harmony, and how they can teach their followers about a good way of perceiving or giving a good message in the community. Yeah.
So do you spend most of your time in the States or back in Malawi?
Yeah, so I came here as a student in 2023. So since I came here in 2023, I've never gone back home. So for 3 years, just because I'm on a student visa, and sometimes traveling is cost-free, and also there are some of the restrictions that are imposed in our country against our country. So if I go there, mostly I'm afraid that I can't come back. Yeah, so I have to finish my studies. Finishing my studies this December, and after that, I'll be working on the program I'm doing will allow me to stay here and work for 3 years after the program, up to 2029. So within this process, I'll have proper papers that will allow me to go back home and look at how the project is going.
Okay. Then what about then back in Malawi? Is there preacher training or something that like a Bible college or something they could go to, or is it just from missionaries that are maybe over there? How does that work?
Yeah, so we do have Bible schools, but because most of these Bible schools are private schools, it means people have to pay, and the pastors, mostly in the village, they can't afford that. So for us, our ministry, we are working in partnership with Romance Project. I don't know if anyone knows about Romance Project, but this Romance Project, they do teach pastors to read Romans, the book of Romans in the Bible, 20 times. And after you read 20 times, you write your notes about that, and then they give you material so that you should practice. Just to make sure that the pastors there should get accustomed to reading the Bible so that they should typically understand it. And we are also working with Teach to Transform, which has also some of the programs that they'll be going in the village and teach our pastors how to live their life. So we believe through partnership with different organizations that believe in missions and they believe in teaching the pastors, most unreached pastors, we'll be able to train these pastors without taking them to Bible colleges because it's expensive and they can't afford it.
So you don't have like somebody who will go to the different churches throughout the country, or at least an area, and teach them individually?
Yeah, so for now, we don't have like from our ministry, but as I said, I think through Romance Project, we have this facilitator that is in Malawi. Romance Project, I think, originated from Texas, but they have a facilitator in Malawi. So he goes everywhere. So we'll be using him to mostly go to the pastors and train them, and also through Teach to Transform. And we have 2 churches here from here who are waiting to partner with us from January next year. So like we have Grace One Baptist Church, we have East Side Church that are in Jeffersonville and New Albany, Indiana. So they're also waiting to be sending people to do trainings for pastors. So I think we believe if a training can be a five-day training with pastors, they'll be able to get the ideas and the concept how they can teach the Bible and live a perfect life.
Okay. So you've been in the States for a few years, and do you like American food or Malawi food better?
I miss Malawi food, honestly. I miss Malawi food. So what I do mostly every weekend, I have to cook. I like cooking. So every weekend, I cook American food, but in African way. So so that I should be able to enjoy them. Yeah.
Okay. So it's nothing really weird like ants or worms or anything like that you eat?
No, no, no. Yeah.
Well, I figured if it was, then you look pretty healthy, so it can't be all that bad, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, here I think the restaurant that I most I like is going to Texas Roadhouse. They have good steak there, so that sometimes I enjoy going there. Or Chili, I don't know if it's called Chili's or Chili. So also they have some good food there. So yeah, but the rest of it, I just go buy things and cook them in African way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little taste of home, if you will, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions from the audience right now? Okay. Where are you a student at?
Okay, so I'm going at I don't know. There's three ways to pronounce. University of Louisville, Louisville. Yeah, so I'm doing my masters there in business analytics, specializing in AI. Uh, I did my first master's with Indiana University Southeast. It was a master's in finance. So this is my second master's. Actually, my third master's because I did my MBA while I was in Malawi. So that's what I'm doing now. But I chose the master's in AI because I feel like, as David said, most uh, churches, non-profits, they're not using the advanced technologies now to work with the current generation because most of our generation is going down, but we have generation that are using AI. Everything is technology, but most churches they're still living with the back technology, which will be hard to transition from the current way of doing things to the future. So I feel if we use AI in our churches, we use the current technologies, it will bring these youths, these college students, young kids, to be kept in church. Otherwise, if we create a gap between old generation and the current generation, we won't see anyone in the church. So that will create a problem. That's why I thought of AI would be a good hub to bridge these two generations. Thank you.
Okay. And they're in Malawi. I'm guessing they have the same technology.
Yes, so in Malawi, again, we have some of these problems. So because I'm working with the communities who want to use data from the communities to see how our programs are improving, try to connect the churches, how whatever they are doing and how we can bring to them back to say, you did this program and this how it has transformed your community or it has changed the mindset of people. So we can only use that if you have the data available and we have the technology available, and they should be able to understand all those kind of things. So that's why also I thought of doing that to complement what the local churches are doing in Malawi.
Okay. Any other questions from anybody out there? Okay. Well, anything else that you want to add here?
Yeah, no, I think the other thing that I wanted to ask is an ask to say, uh, I feel angry mostly when I came here, and I ask people where is Malawi. Like when I talk about I'm from Malawi, 95% don't know Malawi. So sometimes I say Malawi is number 3 poorest country in the world. There's no fighting. Uh, there's nothing like people against each other. It's a Christian country, but it's poor. Okay, apart from the two countries that are very poor, like Haiti, they have been like unrest several years. But Malawi is a peaceful country, but we are poor. So, which means there's a lot to be done there, and we may depend on missionaries to go there and try to see what is happening. I'm so happy to see what I have forgotten the name, but what the previous presenter, missionary in Zimbabwe, are doing. Okay, if we have more of those kind of people doing the same thing in Malawi or other African countries, we're going to harvest more souls to Christ. Our nonprofit, we believe in three things: relief, uh, development, and the discipleship. We believe we cannot teach or preach to someone who is hungry, who is sick. First, we need to reach a physical need. That's what Jesus was doing. Okay, we need to reach physical needs. Then we need to make sure next time we shouldn't go there with a physical need again. It means they will develop dependency. But we should make sure we develop them for sustainability so that they should stand alone, do their own things. Then after that, we can preach to them. When we preach to them, they will love the message to say, this showed us love. Why can't we be with them? Okay, because the next question when we reach out with physical need, they'll say, why are you doing this? And they'll say, Jesus loves you. So, oh, where can I find this Jesus? Okay, so I feel like Americans, you're so privileged to have everything. Just have that heart to see what other people are experiencing out there. It's a great thing and it's a great message, and God will love you for doing that. Thank you.
Did I shut? There we go. Um, Thank you very much for joining me this morning. We will take a few minutes and then it will be time for the next session.
Thank you so much.